writer Anna Ngalagi's book El Dorado, which itemized the occasions at the Kohler Goldfields, K.G.F, somewhere in the range of 1951 and 2018, was prohibited by the Indian government, yet a TV news channel secures a duplicate and meetings him. In 1951, the government authorities found gold metal in southern Mysore state where around the same time, Raja Rocky Krishnappa was brought into the world to a poor underage lady Shanti Suryavardhan, a strong kingpin, who went with the authority has them killed and rents the land for a very long time under the guise of running Rocky, a limestone mine. However covertly lays out K.G.F. he had 5 partners, Kamal, child of Suryavardhan's previous partner Bhargav, Rajendra Desai, who directs the transportation of refined gold bars, Andrews, who supervises the gold pirating in the western coast of the country, Guru Pantian, leader of the in-governmentist party, and Adhira, Suryavardhan's sibling who headed the K.G.F security. Suryavardhan experiences a loss of motion and delegates his senior child Guru to the future successor to K.G.F. Suryavardhan anticipated that Adhira should act as his child's helper, however Adhira fruitlessly endeavors to kill Garuda. Thus, Garuda bombs Adhira's vehicle and he is assumed dead. Suryavardhan's previous partners currently eye the wealth of K.G.F. Ruff shows up in Bombay as a 10-year-old on a journey for riches and influence as wanted by Shanti, and starts to work for Shetty, a gold runner and Andrew's underboss, who contends with a Dubai-based rival in Ayant Kalal. Years after the fact, he ascends in the positions and regulates the appearance of African gold bars to the Bombay coast. Ruff's impact starts to match Shetty's own. Andrews, who sees about Rocky, gives him Bombay as a trade-off for killing Garuda. Ruff acknowledges the proposition and heads to Bangalore. He meets Desai's girl Reena, falls head over heels for her and seeks after her to acknowledge him, much to her life partner Kamal's mortification. A sculpture initiation is coordinated for drawing Garuda out of K.G.F, however the endeavor is deflected even before it starts. Ruff observes the power that Garuda utters. Seeing no other choice to kill Garuda, Rocky excursions to K.G.F, killing a unit of Garuda's partners in crime to enter. The specialists in K.G.F, who were effectively captured, are exposed to harsh circumstances and treated as slaves. Ruff becomes one of them and albeit indifferent from the get-go, he is moved by the relentless homicide of a mother and child by a gatekeeper. Ruff covertly gets to the guide of the mine in the upkeep room during a roll call and barely gets away from death after an individual slave penances himself to save the existences of his better half and unborn youngster. Andrews, Kamal and Desai are misled about the occurrence and accept Rocky is killed. Ruff takes part in a battle with a whole unit of 23 gatekeepers, killing every last one of them to protect the visually impaired slave they were going to kill fiercely. With this demonstration, Rocky arises as a savior in the slaves' eyes. He arranges them to consume the gatekeepers' carcasses to tell Andrews and his men he is as yet alive through their sources, Kulkarni and Garuda's more youthful sibling Virat. Garuda plans to pass on his home to research the fire and missing watchman. To turn away this, Virat covers Suryavardhan to death, and Garuda surges back home. Shaken by the new terrible development, Garuda orders Macaulay's custom to be rescheduled from the next week to the following day, wanting to kill his dad's partners when the custom is finished. Around evening time, Rocky heads unsuspected through a passage to the site where Garuda has chosen to execute 3 slaves as contributions to the goddess, as Venom finds that the 3rd slave is now killed in his jail cell. Upon Garuda's appearance and penance of 2 slaves, a hit Rocky, who had assumed the 3rd slave's position, arises and kills him. Ngalagi reasons that Rocky purposefully picked K.G.F as the area to kill Garuda, so a multitude of slaves would assist him with holding on to control, and furthermore demonstrates that this is only the start. The fresh insight about Gyuda's homicide arrives at Ramika-sen, a straightforward government official. Adhira, who is really alive, plans to re-emerge, thus does Kulal. The film closes with Banaram requesting his men to go after Rocky and his military.